Come on up.
It's going to work, I promise. We're working real hard. Obviously, there's a rollout to getting this in place. There's a huge change in process that's required, beginning with getting invoices in and approved. Most vendors that are not getting paid because we're not approving invoices the way that we need to, and it is a big change in process. It affects a lot of people. When we get finished, we'll be more efficient. We'll be able to pay invoices quicker and cheaper and make it a lot easier on all of us. But it is a change, and so I ask for your help in that. If we are having problems, please let me know, let George Wassoff know. But I am committed to making it work. But it's a big change, and we will be successful in the short run in making that happen. So help us do that, though, with learning the processes we need to implement, and help us make it happen.
Great. Thank you, Rick. Well, at least you know who's responsible now. It's a testament to our confidence in our business model in light of our current stock price. Has any consideration been given to buying back Enron stock in the market? Yes, and we're buying back just a little bit now and then. And I may get back to the earlier question about global assets. I mean, obviously, if we're able to monetize some of those global assets, we've got a number of good alternatives. Pay down debt, redeploy the capital into the new businesses, or buy back stock. And that's what we've told analysts. So as we bring in hopefully a few $1 billion out of those asset monetizations over the next couple of years, well, we'll look even more seriously at a more aggressive stock buyback program. What do you think is a fair PE multiple for Enron stock? Higher than it is right now. That's a difficult question. Of course, the market has adjusted all PEs down the last 6 months. I mean, I probably should have made that point earlier, and you all know that. But I mean, we're not the only stock that's decreased in value this year. It's just that we've been hit a little harder than many others. But I think even the current business model can easily justify $25 to $30 PE. I mean, the current business model and the current market values. So I think 25 to 30 is very easy, and if a few of these other problems disappear, like California, like India, and so forth, we get some of the negativity out of the market on Enron, then I think, in fact, we can go quite a bit higher than that. But like I say, I think to get us back up to a 40, 50 PE, true growth PE, we've got to get the return on invested capital up, and that is critical. If EBS does not come close to expectation by the end of the year 2001, what chances are there for another downsizing and or closing the business unit? I think the odds of that are very, very small. As I've indicated, certainly I think the management team overall has a lot of confidence that this is going to be a meaningful business for us 2 or 3 years down the road. And so we're quite prepared to take small losses during that period of time. Of course, we showed that in the development of Enron Energy Services. I mean, we suffered through almost 3 years, I guess, of losses before we turned it around and made it positive, because we were so convinced that was a powerful business model. And we think the same thing about EBS. So I think as long as we get the cost down to a reasonable level and the losses down to a reasonable level, we're going to continue to develop that business. Do you foresee any revision of Corp guidelines which require minimum floor populations in the Enron building of 200 workstations or whatever? Do we have a minimum floor population, Steve?
I don't think so. We're going to be looking at 3 different options with various levels of density. So there'll be some flexibility.
Yeah, basically, Steve said there are going to be a number of different options, and there'll be quite a bit of flexibility with the business groups as to how dense they want to have it. I think I got another question here on the new building I'll get to here in a minute, but I will say I think we've got a maximum floor limitation, and I think we want to hit that just about in the current building. And we will be moving into the new building here before too long, and that'll start easing that up a little bit. I don't like my HR rep. Why don't you tell us what you think about that? Our personalities just don't gel. He always seems, now it's a male, so we got that figured out. He always seems too busy for me and others in my group. I'd like to have a second choice for an HR rep or an alternative to go to. Help! Interesting question. Maybe if people have alternatives, we get a little competition serving our people. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea, David. Well, nice note. Thank you for all that Enron does for us now. That's nice. We get some of those too. We're all saddened to see Skilling leave and to receive his significant contribution, and do recognize significant contribution for Enron over the many years. However, there is one area that causes much stress to many of our employees. That is the preferred ranking distribution. Any plans to do away with the preferred ranking that Jeff brought to Enron, the concept of good, especially for the leaders and commercial managers. However, the support staff gets, I can't read some of this, I'm sorry. Maybe I need to go back and have new surgery on my eyes. Gives 110% to make a bunch of money, I don't think they like the PRC. I've commented on that. We're going to address that. We're going to address that in a meaningful way with all of your contributions. Will there be any write-downs to earnings due to DeBoe? I don't think so, but we won't know till we get done. I mean, that's just pure fact. Now, I think we could fight it out legally, for several years, and there would absolutely not be a write-down, but, your net present value, what you got, might still be a lot less than 100%. So we're going to look at all those different issues as we get into these negotiations over the next few weeks or few months. But I was adamant when I was in India a month ago that first of all, we're willing to give up any profit. I mean, we could have sold, prior to when the slow pay started, we could have sold a portion of the plant a little over a year ago at a 30% premium to our costs. But that's how international investors were viewing it. And all we're asking for is our cost recovery, just our cost recovery. And I've told the officials in the Prime Minister's office and others that any reduction from that at all is nothing more than expropriation. And of course, expropriation is pretty serious business in any country. It is kind of interesting. We have laws on the books in the U.S. That in fact say we can't give foreign aid or make foreign loans to countries that in fact abort contracts and or expropriate property. And we're trying to figure out how we might want to use that too. But this is going to be some interesting negotiation, no doubt. How is the sale of Portland General going? How many people have been redeployed in California across Enron? We not redeployed anybody out of California, have we? Rumor says there is a class action suit by former Enron employees regarding recent redeployments. Please tell me that is not true. As far as I know, that is not true. And I got